that the more and more people trust e-commerce platforms and are actually going online to buy pretty much everything. And with COVID, with lockdowns, this tendency has only grown and shown even more. So the latest predictions that the Russian market e-commerce will grow by about 25 to 35% in the next few years. Can you show the next slide, please, Nick? Yes, here. So this is one of the predictions of the companies that do analysis for markets. So they see that there's a lot of potential on the Russian market for the e-commerce to grow. The most optimistic prognosis is that it's going to grow by about 34% within the next 3 years. And we as Ozon, as big as Ozon and Ozon Global, are taking advantage of that tendency and trying to utilize as much market space as possible currently right now. So during the last year, Russian market, actually e-commerce market, grew by the record 58%. This was the largest jump among any countries in the world. This has to do, of course, with COVID lockdowns and with the fact that it was and still is kind of low penetrated. So you see the spikes in activities, and we see a lot of new clients coming in and using platforms. This led to the market growth, and also there is more and more players entering the market. But we as Ozon, we're kind of one of the old players. The company was founded more than 20 years ago. On model of Amazon. So we were first using it to sell books. So did Amazon in their early years. However, right now we've developed into a wide variety and wide range platform. So we're selling pretty much everything. And very recently, just a few months ago, Ozon had its APO. So right now we're listed on the NASDAQ. So we're a public company, and you can see how our shares are doing. They're actually doing quite well at the moment because the analysis and all of the predictions show that the market itself and our company will only do better in the future. Right now, we're a #1 multi-category player in the Russian e-commerce market. There are a few others that have a very large presence. For example, we have players like e-commerce platform like La Moda. However, they're only specializing in clothing, when we are a multi-category platform. So we're pretty much selling everything. And we're #1 in brand recognition in e-commerce. According to BBDO, this is one of the agencies that does analysis on the Russian market. And if you were ever in like Moscow, you can see our delivery drivers pretty much everywhere. Like if you're walking on the street, it's not more than 2 minutes you can walk without seeing our cars. So we're very well recognized, and whenever you ask somebody in Russia like where you're ordering, if you were to go online and buy stuff, pretty much everybody I know would say that Ozon is the place. There are a few advantages that we have over some of our competitors. About 75% of our customers are located in Moscow and St. Petersburg and the surrounding area around these two cities. This is actually a very good sign because the purchasing power of these two cities is much greater than any other region in Russia. So that increases an average check or an average sale on the platform. And right now, we're also one of the most valuable internet companies on the Russian market. This also has to do with the fact that we kind of entered the e-commerce market quite soon, quite early, and we're growing every year. 2019 and 2020 were the biggest growing years for us. As you can see here, we were established in 1998, before there was widespread internet and e-commerce as an idea. However, our founders kind of took it from Amazon and started early. Right now, we have more than 11 million different SKUs across the platform, and about 74 million customer orders per year, which is a very, very good number, and it is only growing. We provide customers the wide selection of goods and also different options for delivery. This is also this does not differ really between Ozon and Ozon Global. And also, just to make sure everybody understands that when we talk about Ozon Global, the website is actually the same. It's not different. We're using the same platform, the same search engine, and we offer similar options for the customer in terms of delivery. So it's either courier service right to the door or to a pickup point, which are located everywhere across cities and villages across Russia. So some of our goals right now as Ozon and Ozon Global is to increase our buyers base, and more importantly right now, and for us as with me and Nicholas, is to attract more sellers onto the platform. This is the most relevant for cross-border platforms such as ours, Ozon Global. Right now, we're in our early stages of development. However, we're also growing very rapidly together with our big Ozon, our father company. We would like to expand our logistics footprint, basically offer more and more options for customers and for the sellers, using our own services and using third-party logistic companies. Some of the key growing factors for Ozon Global will be to build a diversified platform, meaning we would like to attract different sellers from multiple countries that can offer unique products that are either not represented on the Russian market or currently in a deficit. We see it as the biggest growing factors right now for the company. Next slide. Yes, so this information we can also share later. There's some numbers related to our company and how we're doing. As you can see in the top left corner, GMV grew in 2020 by 144%. There's been a large orders growth. As I mentioned before, 2020 was the as I can say, the best year for the company, even though it was kind of a terrible year for the planet overall with lockdowns and everything. However, this created an opportunity for the e-market platforms all over the world to grow to where they are today. We are proud to say that about 95% of our parcels and packages are delivered on time. This number is across whole Ozon, so it's not only for Ozon Global. As I mentioned before, we are growing year to year, and we can see that this tendency will continue into the future. This is our growth. As on the slide before, you can see that we've been growing exponentially, especially in the last 5 years, especially in the year 2020. This was our biggest leap in terms of the company growth. This was also the year where we started to utilize the cross-border platform, which created an opportunity for us, for Ozon Global, to tap into more and more markets. Right now, we are working with more than 40 different countries across the globe. When my colleague will talk more about Ozon Global, he will mention that as well. Is that I believe that's it, right? Yeah. Yes, I gave the words to my colleague Nicholas.
Yeah, so now we'll take over. I will tell you more in details about Ozone Global. So as Alex mentioned, so Ozone Global is a department of Ozone who is focused on attracting and supporting sellers from other countries than Russia. So here it is like few numbers. So we have launched Ozone Global in 2020, and here you can see like our results for the last 2 years. So we are growing also very fast. So we have about 2,500,000 SKUs in more than 20 product categories. So as you can see, there is a difference because for the big Ozone, I mean, for the Ozone for Russian sellers, it is about 24 product categories. We have a little bit less categories. It is due to custom restriction, but I will go in detail a bit later. So for the last year, we had like 250,000 orders, but this number we expect is already bigger than that for the current year. And we have like, for the moment, we have like more than 3,000 active sellers on Ozone Global. So this 3,000, it is only a foreign company who are shipping from their country. In the term of cooperation, so how we are working, so we are paying our sellers 2 times per month directly on their bank accounts in their country. You can choose the currency between US dollar or euro. And as you can see here, there is a minimum payment of 1,000 US dollars. So what does it mean? So we are checking how many orders were delivered, for example, for the first 2 weeks of the month. So let's say from 1st of August to 15th of August, we are checking how many orders were delivered. If this amount is more than 1,000 US dollar, we will, in the next few days, we will proceed to the payments. And if it is less than 1,000 US dollar, unfortunately, we will have to wait the next period, so 2 more weeks and few more delivered orders, like to pay the sellers. So why we are doing that? We are doing that because we actually are paying for the international bank transfer. So it costs us about like $30 for each transfer. So you understand that we can't make like smaller payments. At the same time, you should be aware that this money will be not lost if you see that after like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year, your product are not successful in Russia. Of course, you can decide to close your accounts, and even if this amount is less than $1,000 for the order that you already delivered, we will proceed to the payment. So this money will be never lost. So in terms of fees, so the good thing on our platform compared to competitors' platform, so there is no any subscription fees, there is no listing fees, there is no monthly fees. So basically, you can already create your account. You will have, you can start to list your product. You can set up your warehouse and your shipping methods. And until you will not sell anything, you will not have anything to pay to Ozone. So we will only take a commission on your sales. The commission varies between 4 to 15%. It depends on the category of the product. We will see it in the next slide. In case, and this commission fee, we will take it directly at the moment that we will pay you. So it means that, for example, if you have to cancel an order, or if the buyer decides to cancel the order to send you back the goods, you will not have to pay any commission to Ozone. We will refund the buyer. Regarding Ozone Global, so we have our own support team, IT team, who, like, everyone is speaking English. We also have our own like marketing team who are dedicated to help like foreign sellers. We will give you access to some analytic tool for free also. Yeah. I see that there is a question. Maybe I will unmute you.
Oh, we will take questions at the end of the presentation.
At the end. Okay, no problem. Yeah. So let's see the next slide. So here you can see our commission. So as you can see, like from 4 to 15%. So 4% it is for computers, laptop, TV, and so on, and until 15% for usually it is the goods who are cheaper, like books, electronic cable, and so on. Yeah, so I guess that's we will share with you this this presentation, and at the same time on our internet site you can see this rate if you're interested in. About the legal framework, the good thing to to export your goods to Russia. So as Mr. Hamid already told you, so we are working on the B2C CHIM. So it means that for you, it will be way more easy for the custom clearance, like the paperwork and so on. It is like way more easy, and there is no import tax for orders less than 200 euro or less than 31 kilo. So what does it mean? For example, if the parcel will, if the order will cost less than 200 euro, there will be anything to pay for the buyers, no any tax, no any VAT to add, and you have a limited number of imported tax-free parcels. And if the orders will cost more than 200 euros, so the buyer will have to pay 15% of import tax, okay? You don't have to add it into your price because this tax will be paid directly between the buyer and the custom service in Russia. So actually the buyer will be contacted by the custom service. And let's say, for example, if the order will be about 300 euros, so they will have to pay 15% off on this 100 euro difference. So like 15 euro, for example, in this case. And the same for the weight limit. So if the order weighs more than 31 kilo, the buyer will have to pay 4 euro for each additional kilo. So let's say that if the order weighs like 32 kilos, so he will have to pay like 4 euro for import tax. But one more time, it is directly to the custom service. So there is some categories who are prohibited on Ozone Global. It is only due to custom clearance between, I mean, for importing product in Russia. So no alcohol, no tobacco, no e-cigarettes, arm animals, so on. There is like usually for most of products, there is no any certification to provide to Russia, except for paramedical, like medication and so on, and for sports nutrition, like vitamins and so on. So in that case, you will have to have your product certified in Russia, but it's still possible, like more paperwork, but still possible to sell it in Russia. Then, yeah, one thing about food, it's possible to export like with this scheme like B2C, it's possible to export like dry foods, but unfortunately for wet food who had like a short limit of conservation or like need special needs for transportation, unfortunately this category will be forbidden also. So here it is how we work with our seller from abroad. So just to mention, there is like a small difference between sellers who are already located in Russia, who has legal entity in Russia, who has their own warehouse in Russia, and sellers who are only working from abroad. So for sellers who are working in Russia, they have two choices, or they can use Ozone Logistics. So we have our own warehouses, we have our own courier delivery service. So it means that they can send us like all their products. They will be stored in our warehouse, and then we can, as soon as there is an order, we can ship it directly to the buyer. Or they can do the fulfillments by themselves, choose any logistic operator of their choice, and they can deal with that. Unfortunately, like the first option is not possible for sellers from abroad. It is because then it will be considered as B2B. So because you will send your goods to Ozone, so like the procedure for the custom clearance will be way more complicated with more paperwork. You will have to translate everything about your product and so on. But I mean, it's how to say, there is a way, for example, that you can create your legal entity in Russia if you see that you are selling goods and that your product are selling goods in Russia. There is like big potential for your shop. You can still decide to create a legal entity in Russia, to have your own warehouse to import your product, and then you can use also Ozone Logistic. But in our case, like the most simple way to start, it is to use FBS. So one more time, you get the order, and then you ship the order with any logistic operator of your choice to the final buyer in Russia. So that's it for us. So for the moment, we don't have any active seller from Pakistan. Okay, so we don't have any integrated shipping method. So what does it mean? Like from different countries, we have different partners who are integrated on our platform. So it means that, for example, you just have to enter, if you choose one of these partners, you just have to enter one time the tracking number. And then our platform is can update the status of the order, can track the order, so you will not have any manipulation to do. But at the same time, you can use any other logistic operator. So for the moment, it will be the only choice available for Pakistan. And here you can create the delivery method. You can choose any logistic operator, but in that case, our system won't be able to track the parcel for you. So you will have to update the status by yourself. But of course, as soon as we will have like seller from Pakistan, we can already discuss with our partners, for example, from Russian Post, who are working actually already with Pakistan Post. And we can set up like this integrated method as soon as possible. So at the moment, the possibility to ship to Russia, it is to work with Pakistan Post. They are working in collaboration with the Russian Post. So when this system actually work, and maybe in the future, we are in contact with the heads of business development of the Russian Post, and if we see that if you are interested, like to sell your goods in Russia, we can like try to find like a partnership between Russian Post and Pakistan Post. So that's it for me. Thank you very much,
Mr. Nicholas. We will open the forum for questions now.
Yes, we have one question from Mr. Atif Sharif.
Sorry, one more time.
Sir, thank you so much for this opportunity. May I ask question?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Yes, Mr. Hamid, Mr. Matthew, and Mr. Potilov, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here on this platform. I am here in Pakistan. We are an exporter of fruit and vegetable. So guide us that how we can reach out this market. We are already exporting in many countries, but Russia is on our target. Through your channel, through your platform, how we can do that? Thank you.
Yeah. So unfortunately, for the moment, if you are selling fruits and vegetables who are not dry, who don't have like a long conservation time and need special condition for transportation, unfortunately, like this B2C schemes won't work in our case. So if you are interested to work in Ozone, like the only way to do it, it is like to find a way to import the goods to Russia through B2B to pass the custom clearance. And then like it's possible as a Russian entity, you will have possible to create an account and then to sell your goods on our platform. But the B2C chain will not work in that case.
Okay, I will supplement the answer. Basically, here in Russian Federation, food products are subject to phytosanitary certificates and other controls, so they can't be sold on a B2C model internationally. Once the product is here, obviously that can be sold, but not directly from a third country directly to a customer in Russia.
The next question is from Mr. Tayyab Ashfaq. Mr. Tayyab Ashfaq, kindly go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, all of you, for explaining it so well, especially Nicholas. Nicholas, I have basically two questions. One part of the question is directly to you. Basically, we are textile exporters to Europe. So I just want to know that what is the return policy on ozone? For example, if a customer buys a textile product, in how many days you allowed to return that product? So that's the first part of the question. Can you please answer that?
Yeah, look, so we have like policy for returns. So there is like two way. I mean, two possibility. Or for example, if the buyer received the orders and like something is wrong, it is not the size that he has ordered. So something is wrong. There is difference between what he received and what he ordered, or if the product is damaged. So in that case, he will have to open a dispute on the platform. So it is integrated in our platform. You will see it. He will have to provide you some photos, what is wrong, and to prove you that it was not what he has ordered. So in that case, you can decide what you would like to do. You can, if it is, sorry, for example, some cheap product, you can decide that, okay, I will refund you, you can keep the goods, or okay, I will send you like the new package, for example. So this is the first possibility. The second possibility, for example, if he changed his mind or he understands that the size that he ordered, I mean, it was the good one that he received, but it doesn't fit to him, so he changed his mind. He wants to return you back the parcel. So in that case, he will have to pay for the return. I mean, for the transportation to get back the product to you. Okay, and once you get it back, then you can decide, I mean, you can check that the package was not broken, the goods are not broken, and then the same, you can decide or to refund him or to send you a new size and so on. So the difference, it is who will pay for the shipping return in the two cases. And in the case that you don't agree with each other, for example, you don't agree with the refund, so in that case, it will be Ozone who will be like a judge and who will decide, like who will check the conversation between you and the buyers, who will check the photo. Maybe they will ask for more photo, more confirmation, and in that case, it is Ozone who will decide if the buyer will be refunded or not.
And how many days customer can decide to change or either return?
It depends on the category, but by the Russian laws, it is like 14 days from the moment that he got the parcel.
Okay, thank you so much. And the second part of the question is regarding to the Pakistani Post, and also to you, Nicholas, that for example, right now we don't have any channel in Pakistan, but obviously you must be working with some other countries also. So what do you suggest to the people like us if they want to do immediately? Should they focus on or push maybe Pakistani Post, or we have some other channels which we can use?
So yeah, sure. Like Pakistan Post is working in collaboration with the Russian Post, and Russian Post. What is good that they can deliver. You know, the country is big and they can deliver everywhere in Russia. At the same time, like as it is a Russian company, they know how to pass the custom clearance like very fast. So they have like actually. I don't know exactly about Pakistan Post. I mean about shipment from Pakistan. I don't have enough data for that, but like from most of country, for most of sellers who are working with the with the Russian Post, sorry, in collaboration with their local posts, like they have like very like short shipping time. So I believe that from Pakistan should be the same. Yeah.
Okay, I will supplement the answer. Pakistan Post, we have been ordering parcels. I mean, people have been sending parcels to us, to me at the trade wing through Pakistan Post. Normally, it reaches here within 7 days, and it is delivered in our office. We don't have to go to customs or anything, and it has the tracking number, which it can be tracked at each step that where it is at the moment, and it's way too cheap as compared to other logistic companies, the private logistic companies. We have received packages from Pakistan through other logistic companies operating in Pakistan, they were way too expensive. And once that package arrived here, we were informed by that. I will not name the company. We were informed by the representative of that logistic company that we have to do the paperwork, send it to the customs, and then it will be released. While when we receive any package via Pakistan Post, we don't have to do anything, and it's directly delivered to our office.
Yeah, I can confirm, like it is, I mean, from
Yes.
other country, like usually it's the same case.
Sir, Farhan is from Pakistan Post today with us. He wants to add something.
Thank you for letting me in, sir. I would like to inform the participant that we have very good transportation mechanism with Russia. We have direct flights from Pakistan. We are operating through Qatar Airways for the Russia. So as Mr. Nasir Hamid has explained, any article from Pakistan can be delivered in Russia within a week time. That is, and the cost element is also very important, that we are sending articles at very low cost. So later on, when I'll be giving my presentation, I'll explain the things in detail. Thank you.
Our next question is from Mr. Ahbar Ahmed. Mr. Ahbar Ahmed, go ahead.
Thank you very much. We are and casual wave garments exporters to UK and USA, Canada, and other countries. It's a very big opportunity.
Sorry, Ahbar, we can't hear you properly. If you can adjust your mic.
Yeah, now can you listen?
But I think it will be better if you type the question in the chat bit.
Oh, okay.
I think we don't have any question anymore.
Do we have a presentation from Pakistan Post?
Yes, sir.
From Mr. Farhan. Then we can go ahead with that. Ji, Jamil. Ji, Farhan Sahab.
Sorry, I just missed the part. Please let me know.
Farhan Sahab, do you have a presentation to make?
Sure, sir. If may I be allowed to make a presentation?
Yeah.
Should I?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Can I share the screen? Give
Sure.
me the rights.
Ji, Jamil.
Sir, you can't share the screen. You are the co-host.
I'm trying to do it. Wait a minute, sir.
You can see your screen, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you very much for letting me in and allowing me to share a presentation for the knowledge of the prospective clients of Pakistan Post. Certainly, the objective of this webinar is to familiarize Pakistani exporters with the initiatives of Pakistan Post, to my part certainly, regarding the promotion of e-commerce exports to Russian Federation by the Pakistan Post. So I would like to highlight the certain facilitation efforts which Pakistan Post has done. And at the first, the booking dispatch of shipments to Russian Federation is facilitated by very economical different mail categories. There are different mail categories that Pakistan Post is offering to its clients. So at first, the letter post, and then parcel, and then the expedited mail service, that is the EMS. So I would start with the tariff. I would like to enlighten the participants that these are the initial tariffs that Pakistan Post is offering for a packet of 1 kg. The rate for the parcel is 3,910 rupees, while for the letter mail, this letter mail can also contain document or the article as well, but the limit of letter mail is 2 kg. So small packets, small articles can be sent through this letter mail category, and it is really very economical. You can see that for an article of 50 gram, only 200 rupees is charged, while for the most of the time the maximum small article can have the weight of less than 250 grams, and that category is charged only rupees 700 from Pakistan to Russia. And there is another category of M bag for the consigners who have certain articles like papers and other categories of things. A bag is sent in the name of an article, and that is also very cheap. For an article of 5 kg, only 5,720 rupees are charged. And for every additional kg up to the limit of last, that is the 30 kg limit of M bag, coincidentally, it is the same weight limit that Mr. Nicholas was informing us that the customs in Russia is allowing 30 kg weight limit for the e-commerce articles. And we have also Postal Administration of Pakistan has the same upper weight limit of certain categories of mail. So we are fitting in to the things, and we can send the articles to that category very well. So then we have expedited mail service that is a bit faster, and the delivery of this mail is also done on a fastest route. So this is charged at the rate of 2,140 for first slab of 500 grams. These all articles which I have shown, sorry, contains the facility of track and trace. The article contain a unique barcode as per UPU standard of S10, and the barcode is tracked and on the website of Pakistan Post, that is ep.gov.pk, and every step of the article is duly monitored and scanned by the respective postal administration. Certainly in this case, Russian Post is partnering with Pakistan Post, and when the mail is received in Russia, the article will be delivered as the first-hand knowledge been shared by Mr. Nasir Hamid. Is certainly a week's time is a handsome time within which an article is delivered abroad. So what facilitation Pakistan Post is giving? Every counter of PPOD, Pakistan Post Office Department, has been conveyed to facilitate e-commerce sellers and users. So the exporters will be given certain additional facilities than the routine consumers. First of all, they will be given the facility of pickup of their consignments from their doorstep. And for that sake, we have established 9 specialized facilitation centers across Pakistan. whosoever is willing to send any article for the or through the medium of e-commerce we can contact these 9 facilitation centers. The addresses, names, locations, and contact points are given on the website of Pakistan Post. And whosoever contacts them, these facilitation centers are directed to ensure that the articles and the facility of picking up articles from the doorstep of the seller should be provided. In addition to that, these 3 different categories of services will also be offered. We have also made arrangements for C-mail, and but most of the time the another aspect of e-commerce market that has been discussed most of the time, but we are not discussing it here. That is the duty paid delivery, delivered duty paid, that DDP, that has also been arranged by Pakistan Post. But as such, if the article size and weight limits are adhered to as per the requirement of Russian government, the article of value less than 200 euro, I think so, that was the value mentioned, and less than a weight of 30 kg will not be subjected to duties. In that case, it will be very convenient and will be delivered well within time without subjecting any custom duty to it. So that's all on my part. If these are the details of the international mail offices of Pakistan Post dealing with these articles and different categories. And this is the routing plan that we have for the Russian Federation, and we have arranged it through the Qatar Airways. They take all the mail from Pakistan to Doha and then to Russia. And in case of any disruption, other arrangements are also in place. However, it is another aspect that Pakistan Post is providing the facility of sending e-commerce articles on cost basis. No element of profit has been taken in the cost of these articles. So in case of any bulk user or any seller, he is sending his products in huge amount or the huge bulk has to be sent, the arrangements has also been made, and facilitation will also be provided even at a cost that is even less than that what has been offered right now. So thank you very much. If there are any questions, I'll be glad to respond.
So we have one question from Mr. Usman Manzoor Ilahi. Mr. Usman, please go ahead.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आवाज आ रही है आपको?
जी जी।
इसमें एक तो क्वेश्चन ये है कि जो, क्योंकि मैं ऑलरेडी रशियन मार्केट में काम कर रहा हूँ पिछले 4 साल से, पर एक सर्टन वॉल्यूम कर रहे हैं होम टेक्सटाइल्स में, तो उसमें नॉर्मली एक तो ये जो पार्सल के हवाले से जो फरहान साहब भी डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, नॉर्मली हमारे पास जो अवेलेबिलिटी मिलती है, ओनली DHL इज द ओनली कंपनी विच इज डिलीवरिंग पार्सल टू रशिया, ठीक है, above 5 kg parcel is a problem over there. It gets stuck in the customs. So if we have to send 10 kgs parcel, so we have to split it into 2 parts. So that's how we are sending our packages, right? And the other thing which the other thing is, like we were talking before, as I think Alex was mentioning, that you can bring the goods back if there is a problem over there, or if the customers do not accept the goods. And as per Russian law, which I heard, you cannot bring the goods back. You have to go there, open your company over there, and you have to re-export back to Pakistan if you have to bring your goods back. Otherwise, it is not allowed by law. Can you please verify that and let me know on that? because it's been happened with several companies in the past. Because since when there was a currency huge currency fluctuation was happened many years before, a lot of people got stuck over there, and they couldn't get the goods back from Russia to Pakistan. So by law, they had
for us, all of these items are considered for personal use, meaning a B2C transaction, which does not fall under the same restrictions in terms of re-exporting. A lot of our customers, when they would like to return an item, depending on the specific situation, and they're able to do that.
Right. Okay, that's good. But the other thing is there is a problem between Russia and Pakistan trade. I mean, why the trade is not increasing because of the duty structures over there. Because a lot of people are sourcing goods from Uzbekistan. So they come via land route and they don't have to pay the duties on that. So from Pakistan, the duty structure, I believe, is quite high. And that's why, many people, like, we tried to sell towel, but we couldn't sell because of this duty structure. The customers say we are regularly buying from Uzbekistan. So we can't compete into that. So there are a few things which we need to reconsider that, and the banking channel is also a problem. That from Pakistan to Russia, there is no Pakistani bank or any international bank which is commonly available.
But I believe, look, I believe it depends on the logistic operator, because yes, actually, you was mentioning at first in your first question that you had like some issue with DHL, if I understood correctly. So actually, yes, DHL accounts make B2C to Russia. Okay, but yeah, but with other logistic operator, there is no any problem.
Mr. Manzoor, I would like to supplement the answer. You are mixing two things. This is a B2C format which we are talking about. Okay. You are working in Russian market. Duties are higher for the textile items, for Pakistani products. That has nothing to do with this format of the business. Okay. As far as you mentioned about 5 kgs problem, as I mentioned in the earlier, and as mentioned by Mr. Farhan, as mentioned by Mr. Nicholas, for this format, a package less than 30 kgs, there is no duty on it. No charges has to be paid. I don't know why you have been using DHL and why you haven't tried Pakistan Post. We have been trying it, and we have been getting the goods faster than other private companies without any problem. And as far as the Russian government has set up a separate system in their customs where these B2C packages ordered by the Russian nationals are processed. They doesn't go in the normal custom channel. There are designated custom sections at airports where these are processed.
Right.
And if there is any other question, please go ahead, Mr.
Sir, I would also explain a bit, as Mr. Usman Manzoor has pointed out. The issue with the DHL or even with the FedEx is that most of the time they have certain issues while going to Russia. We have also experienced these things while partnering with FedEx or other American companies. They have some restrictions are the reasons why they are not operating in Russia. So you should try Pakistan Post, as Sir Nasir Hamid has explained you. So I hope that if you try it, you will find it that the service of Pakistan Post is also at par with other private couriers. Thank you.
The next question is from Sachinandan Das. Sachinandan Das, go ahead.
Hi, sir. My question is from Alex or Nicholas. I just want to know, you guys don't have a system like Amazon, like when we are selling the things to Amazon, sending the things to Amazon, and they are taking monthly rent from us from the shelf or whatever the area we are consuming. So they are directly, it's again like B2C, you can say that they are sending to the like person who needs that item. It's updated on their website. So is there any such system, so like we can send the goods to you, and then if you are taking a monthly rent system or whatever system, so it is like easy for us to send in the bulk wise to your country, and then it's easy for delivery when you are sending to the required person or the buyers. Is there any such system?
Yeah, we have such system, but unfortunately it is like because of the custom clearance, one more time, it is only possible for legal entity who are already located in Russia and who has their own warehouse in Russia. Because then one more time, if we will do that, it will be considered as B2B2C because you are sending your goods to Ozone and Ozone is doing the delivery. So it means that the custom clearance is really like more complicated and more expensive. There is more restriction. You will have to provide like certificate for all your products. You will have to translate all your product into Russian language. So yeah, that's why it is possible. For example, if you see that your products are working well in Russia, like with our system, our B2C system, why not? We have like already several sellers who did that. Then they open their own entity in the Russian territory. They are sending their goods to Russia, and then from Russia they are sending their goods to Ozone, and we will do all the logistic, like a little bit like Amazon is doing in Europe or in US. So yeah, this is possible, but like of course it will be more complicated, like for the custom clearance for you. But yeah, but directly from your country, unfortunately, there is no possibility. You will have to send your goods directly to the final buyer.
I also have a question. I'm Adil Gupta, looking after e-commerce at Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, and I shall be in contact with you people regarding this Ozone and Pakistan correspondence. In the slides presented by Mr. Nicholas that was on fulfillment by sellers, you mentioned warehouse on the third step. Whose warehouse is this? Does it belong to Ozone or does it belong to the logistics company?
One more time, I didn't catch the end.
Sorry, come again.
I didn't understood the end of the question.
In the slide that you presented on fulfillment by sellers, you mentioned warehouse on the third step. It was a graphical, it was a pictorial representation of the process. You mentioned a warehouse on the third step. I am just curious that whose warehouse is this? Does this belong to Ozone or does this belong to the logistics company?
It's belong to the logistics company.
Achha, okay. It's for the logistics company. Thank you. We have one more question from Mr. Tayyab Ashaq. Mr. Tayyab Ashaq, kindly go ahead.
Thank you so much, Adil. I have a question to Mr. Farhan from Pakistan Post. You have explained about M-bag possibility to ship goods directly to Asia. Can you please explain that M-bag option again? Because the rates are quite attractive.
Sir, M-bag is a mail category in which instead of article, a bag is sent for one person. That requires certain prerequisites as address is one, the article contents are limited to certain items, and that bag is sent dedicatedly. In that case, instead of booking an article, we book a big bag with the minimum size of 5 kg. So the bag is sent containing all the articles for one person. The address is one. So in that case, the persons who have to send quantities in that as large one, that can be used for those people. But
okay, thank you, sir.
Limited, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I see an interesting question in the chat from Mr. Sashinadan Das. So the question is, if we are direct selling to buyer in Russia, then what role Ozone will play in between? So yeah, it's a very interesting question. So actually what we offer to our sellers, it is the visibility in Russia. Because as for now, we have like 16 million of active buyers. So your product will be shown potentially to these buyers. So this is what we offer. And at the same time, we offer for our buyers and sellers like some secure payment system. So when the buyer is passing the order, he will already have to pay, usually with his credit cards. The money will be blocked in Ozone until the order will be delivered. So it's security for you. You know that you will be paid by Ozone and not some random buyers, and security also for the buyers, because he will pay to Ozone, a company that he know, instead to pay to some company that maybe he doesn't know in some other foreign country. So yeah, actually, this is what we are offering to our sellers.
Okay, we don't have any question.
If we don't have any...
Yeah, I see a question in the chat about if Ozone provide any service for product listing. So yes, actually we are helping our sellers to upload their first products. The main question usually it is about the language, because we asking that the product description will be in Russian. It is most of all for your article to have a better visibility, because you should know that like 99% of our buyers, they are only Russians speaking. So like for you to have like better chance to sell, you will have to translate your product description into Russian. So yeah, we can help for that. We can also help you we can suggest you some very good online translation tool who are working very well from Russian to English and English to Russian. It is some free tools, and you can also use it like for the communication with the buyers, because in your seller account you will have integrated chats where you can contact our IT support service. So anytime if you have any problem or any question, like you can write there. And at the same time, you will have possibility to contact the customer, and the customer will have possibility to contact you if he has any question about like before passing the order, or when he's waiting for his order and so on. So in that way, but there is a big chance that you will have the questions in Russian. So if you don't have anyone in your team speaking Russian, so you can use automatic translation tool. But for the listing, yeah, we can definitely help you.
Okay, are there any more questions, Jamil?
There is another one from Mr. Usman Manzoori Lahi. Mr. Usman, go ahead.
I want to ask Alex, I mean, what kind of a warehouse facilities you have over there? Because let's say if I want to sell my towel online into your product, so obviously, I mean, to hold some stocks over there. I mean, because for better service, if we make a range of product, let's say, I mean, say 1000 kg or 2000 kg, make the goods and put on for sales online. And what would be the system for that? And I mean, if we have to ship the whole container, then what would be the facilities for the warehousing, because obviously, I mean, Russia, I mean, you have to sell online, I mean, to all over the place, So
again, at the moment, we can only offer a B2C option, which means that your items have to go directly from you to the customer in Russia. We cannot offer fulfillment at this time because that will be B2B2C. Okay. So we cannot store anything locally unless you have your own distributor, which is a legal entity in Russia. In that case, you can organize your own facilities where you can utilize Ozone's fulfillment services, but it has to be done through the parent company, through the bigger Ozone.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would like to supplement the answer, Mr. Manzoor. In that case, you have to register a company here, and you have to import in that company's name. And after, when you sell the products either online or offline, you can remit the amount after paying the duties, which are normally 10%. So in this model, Ozon is not into this model. So you have to establish your company here. You have to have a warehouse where you can import your products, your towels, and place it there. And then you can place your products on Amazon, not Amazon Global, Amazon, the other local one. And in that case, it's just not Amazon. You can go for all the other e-marketplaces available here in Russia as well.
Ozon, not Amazon. Yes,
sorry,
I know.
Ozon.
We sound familiar, yes.
Yeah, Ozon, sorry.
Yeah, and I saw another question in the chat. From Mr. Abar Hamad, as it is e-commerce based platform, so can you share the list of buyer of Russia of garments? So yeah, actually we have some very nice analytic tools. So once you will create your accounts, usually it takes about like 3 days to verify your documents. I mean, document of your company. You will have for free access to our analytic tool. So there you can check like category by category or some products, I don't know, your competitors or something like that. And you will have like very useful information, how many times this product was viewed for the last 28 days, how many people transfer this product into their shopping carts, and what was the average price of sales, and how many sellers in Russia, for example, already selling this product. So that's why I really like advise you, if you can already like create your account on Ozon, one more time, you will not have to pay anything till you will not sell anything. And you will already have like access to this nice analytic tool for free. And the same, I know that's usually on other marketplace, usually you should pay for that service and to get some data. Like for at the moment in Ozon, it is totally for free.
During 2020, the top 5 product categories for Russian online trade were electronics and households was the number 1 with almost 28%. Clothing and footwear was number 2, which was 21%, followed by food products, furniture, and beauty and health products. I see there is another question.
There's a question about an after-sale plan. That depends on the category of the items and on the items themselves. Unfortunately, we don't have a support like after-sale support for most of the items that we have. However, the customers have there's a possibility to directly contact the seller. It can go through our client center in Ozon directly, or you can just write to the seller if there are any issues with the product itself. The question about cosmetics, yes, cosmetics are fine as long as they don't have any listed medical qualities. In that case, they will have to be registered and approved in Russia. But other than that, cosmetics are fine. And even if you say that there's like a cream that takes away, I don't know, tiredness, this is fine, that works. We have a product team that's from time to time, they go through lists of products and they give their comments. They might say, okay, this is a medical item, it needs to be licensed. However, if you just delete a phrase stating any medical qualities, then it's fine.
And so you just said that it is like your cosmetics are herbal, so yeah, no any restriction for that.
Yeah. Registration procedure and documentation. Let me share in the chat our knowledge base for foreign sellers. It is in English. If it's not in English when you go there, you can tap on the flag in the top right corner. So over here, there is mostly, you can find pretty much everything and answers to most of the questions for new sellers. If you go through the first section there, getting started on the marketplace rules, you will also find the link to start and register as a seller. Since we don't have an active sellers in Pakistan, we're not able to tell you what exact documentation is needed to recognize you as a foreign seller. However, I'm sure you would actually have more expertise yourselves. We just need to find proof that you are a legal entity allowed to have a commercial business in your own country. We register you on basis of that. And the only other thing that we basically need is bank information and the currency that you would like to be paid in. Right now, we offer two options. It's either US dollars or euro.
So we have one last question from Mr. Tahir Fawad. Mr. Tahir, go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's a good meeting, good platform. Thank you very much for the Trade Development Authority and especially Mr. Alex and Mr. Nicholas. I have one question, please. That for exemplary, I'm talking that let's suppose that I display my product of footwear or let's suppose garments or clothing product at your website. And one of your customers selected like 2 pieces. And I have to courier it from Pakistan to you. And definitely it has some cost. Definitely that already explained by Mr. Farhan. One is the cost of my product. One is the cost of the courier. Then there is your commission. Then obviously I'll make some profit over it. If we make all these costs together, is this product is still competitive for the Russia?
Yeah, sure. So you are guessing like very good. So yeah, when you calculate your price of your product, you should include your income, your profits, the shipping costs already, plus our commission. This is the price, and this price should be in ruble. So like the same, like better for you to add, you know, the rate of the ruble can change from one day to the other one. So like better for you to add like an additional rate, like to compensate in case the day that you will be paid, the value can change a little bit. So yeah. But still, there is big change. It depends, of course, on the product category, if it is brands, not if your product is already known in Russia or not, if your product is already sold in Russia by some Russian sellers. But usually, yes, usually you can compete because products in Russia are like overpriced, usually. For example, we have like a lot of sellers from Europe who are selling brands that are already sold in Russia, but in Russia, they're way more expensive. Because in Russia, like usually the brands, they have their own like exclusive distributors, so they feel that they can sell the things more expensive. And plus, these Russian sellers, they have to deal with the tax, with the certification of their products, with when they need to import something, they will have to translate. So everything has a cost. So actually, even adding your shipping costs will be, I believe, like a little bit more expensive than for Russian sellers. It can be still very interesting price. Usually the only difference it is about the shipping time. Because of course the Russian sellers, if you are competing against Russian sellers, usually they can ship things in Moscow like in 1 or 2 days, where you will have like 1 week. So when the buyers, they will compare you to products. So of course they will see this difference. But we have like buyers who are more focused on the delivery time. I want to order now. I want that it will come tomorrow, even if it is more expensive. So of course for this one, they will more often like order to Russian sellers. But there are a lot of people who are looking only for the price and they don't mind to wait 1 week more. So yeah, that's why. That's why still. That's why our global sellers, they are growing like very, very well.
Yeah, Mr. Tahir, I will also like to add to this. Basically, the probability of being competitive comes because you are selling directly to the consumer. If you are exporting this product to, let's say, anybody, your products, any company in Russia, they will add on 100 or 200 or 300% their profit margin on it while they are selling it locally. Let's say if someone from Pakistan is exporting a bed sheet at a price of, let's say, $5 or $7, someone in Russia, here it's being sold about $25 to $30 in the retail market. So that product, which is he's selling them at $5, if he's offering to the consumer, let's say $10 or $15, it's still cheap, as compared to the local market. So these factors add on to the probability of compatibility of marketing, because it's directly sold to a consumer who is paying a lot more while he is buying these things from a retailer.
In the chat, I see like 2 more questions. So one, it is about pink Himalayan salts. So yeah, no problem to sell it. I mean, it is like dry. We consider this like as dry food, so no problem. You can sell it. And about availability in Russia, yes, it is already available. And the same, if you will create your account on Ozon, like you can type pink Himalayan salts, and you will see who is selling it, how much they sold, and so on, and how many sellers they have it. And the second question, it was about detergents. So in that case, it depends. If it is some household detergents, I guess it should be okay. If it is like more some industrial detergents, so it can be like more problematic. But in that case, we have legal departments. So if we are not sure, you can send us like your product specification sheets. We can check with our legal department if there will be no problem, if there will be problem or not with this kind of products.
Yes, Jamil, I think if there is no other questions, we can conclude. And if there are still questions, Mr. Nicholas can share their email addresses with the participants, and they can directly send it to them.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, look, because I saw that a lot of people they write the email in the chat. Unfortunately, it didn't have time to write everything. So let me just type my address. 1 second. And yeah, if you can just send us an email, and we will send you all the presentation. So this is mine. Okay, and I will send you from my colleague also, from Alex. So you can write to one of us, there is no problem, you can share it. And the second one, I guess I didn't send. Yeah, good. Thank you very much.
Oh, Jamil, are you there? So if there are no more questions, and if there are any, they can be directly emailed to them. So let's conclude this webinar. I, on behalf of Trade Wing Embassy of Pakistan to Russian Federation, is really grateful for Trade Development Authority of Pakistan for organizing this webinar, and I'm grateful to our colleagues from Ozone who have explained everything in detail and will be doing so if they get any questions from our companies from Pakistan, from our exporters. Up to you, Jamil.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for it's really an interactive session for us, and we got to know all the aspects or how to like do the business in Russia, and it was like indeed required. And we are also in the process of like interacting with different platforms. So it's one of the great additions. So I believe that now the enterprises and the companies, businesses would be having a great opportunity to do expand their businesses in Russia as well. So we are like looking forward to have another session from your side, sir, so that we must have more elaborative and the things which are like still to be answered, or like where the maybe people would be having more queries on the same. So those must be like answered. So we believe that more similar sessions would be conducted from your side, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely we will plan that in some time, and that will be very useful, because if some of our exporters started doing this and they will be facing some problems, that can be discussed. And sorry, I forgot to thank Mr. Farhan and all of our participants who joined the webinar. Thanks to them as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Nicholas, thank you. And we will bother you again for the next session when we plan it. And Mr. Alex.
With pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.